Hey y'all, hey, welcome back to my channel. My name is Miss Yancy and this is my garden. Oh my gosh, y'all, can you believe I recorded half of this video in time lapse? It is so ridiculous, but I am not letting this video go to waste because I got to share it with the peoples, okay? We got important things to share here, all right? As you can see by the title of this video, we are going to be transplanting our jute leaf seedlings that we started from seeds indoors a couple of weeks ago. So I'm gonna make it do what it do. I'm still gonna share very important information with you guys that want to grow some jute leaf, aka Ewedu, aka saluyot, aka Egyptian spinach, aka all of the things, okay? So we're not going to let no time-lapse video hold us back. We're still going to get it on and popping. So come along. Let me give you guys some really good tips on how to transplant your jute leaf seedlings. Also, we're going to be direct sowing some of these seeds as well into the same raised bed. And I will be sharing you guys tips on growing healthy jute leaf, okay? One look and I breathe. So first thing first, you want to make sure that you're choosing a spot that is very sunny. Jute leaf is a heat-loving plant. It requires a lot of sunlight. It thrives in the heat, and it is going to need somewhere that it is going to get a lot of sun for about 6 to 8 hours a day. Before you transplant your jute leaf, you want to make sure that you moisten the soil inside of the cell trays. That is going to help with transplanting shock. Gently squeeze around the seedling tray. That is going to release the roots as well as the soil, and it is going to make it easier to remove it from the tray. You want to be as gentle as possible, or you could use a spoon to remove it out of the tray. After you remove it out of the tray, when it comes to the hole size that you want to dig for your jute leaf plant, whatever container or trays that you grew your jute leaf in, that is the size of the hole that you're going to dig up to put your jute leaf plant in there. So as you can see, the holes that I'm going to dig for my jute leaf plant, it's not going to be super deep. It is going to be the size of this seed tray right here, because that's how deep that my jute leaf roots have gotten. When it comes to spacing, you want to space your jute leaf plants at a good amount of distance. It doesn't need to be too far away from each other. They could be about 6 to 8 inches apart, but as you can see, as I'm transplanting them in here, I'm not using any of those measurements, but that is what they say. It is a good amount of distance to transplant your jute leaf plants, because they will start to branch out later on as you harvest them. So jute leaf plants are kind of like basil. As you harvest it, it is going to get bushier, so you just want to make sure you give it enough space for it to get bushier. As you can see, I did not give it as much space, only because I don't plan on harvesting the jute leaf as much during the summertime. I'm probably just going to do one big chop like the way I did last year, and in that case, they're all going to grow straight up and still have tons of leaves on it, but they're just going to grow straight up versus having a bunch of branches or, you know, getting bushier like the way it normally would. But we'll see. I don't follow any rules when it comes to a lot of planting. I'm always experimenting. So if you're like me and you want to experiment when it comes to spacing because you don't have a lot of space and you want to grow a ton of stuff, then you could do what I'm doing, or you could just follow the rules, okay? Don't say I didn't tell you. All right, y'all, so we are all done and we have transplanted all of the jute leaf that we had. It was quite a lot in those little cell trays, but we're all done now. I'm just gonna sprinkle some seeds here, and then we're gonna sprinkle some worm castings, and we're done. The soil is kind of wet, so I don't intend to like water it down, but I will sprinkle some water on top because we want the seeds to go in the bottom, okay? Alrighty, y'all, and I'm definitely gonna cover this up with some insect netting because these birds have been lurking because of the grapes. And also, birds are really smart. They know when you are planting seeds, so therefore they are definitely gonna come and find it, okay? So if y'all don't want the birds to eat your seeds, y'all planted something, you wondering why isn't it growing, is because the birds are sitting in the tree like thank you. Yes, that's why they will eat it all, okay? So you want to cover this up, and I'm gonna cover it up even though we have seedlings in here. I'm still going to cover it up until the other ones pop up. I'm just not going to make it extremely tight when I cover it up. But all right, y'all, let's go ahead and sprinkle the seeds in here, put the fertilizer, and then we're all done. All right, y'all, this is the jute leaf seeds, they are really tiny. Like, when I say tiny, these things are so freaking tiny. They're as tiny as basil seeds. Now, if y'all seeing basil seeds, y'all know them things are so tiny. It's so hard. I don't know. Maybe I'm getting old and I can see, but these things are really tiny. I got this from Facebook Marketplace. Somebody that was selling these on Facebook Marketplace, and it was a ton of them in here. So I'm just going to sprinkle some in those areas where I did not plant the jute leaf, and then see what happens again. So here the seeds are. I'm just going to sprinkle it everywhere. I'm gonna put a little bit more in my hand. And I'm gonna have some for next year. Hey. All right, here they are. I'll sprinkle some. Make sure it is everywhere. All right. There you go. I'm gonna put like a little bit of soil on top just so it could be slightly covered, but because of how tiny these seeds are, when you're planting them, you just want to put light, very light top layer of soil on top, because you want the seeds to be able to germinate and it does not have any issues. And you want to make sure the soil you're putting on top does not have like wood chips and stuff like that in them, because it will probably not make the seed grow, because it'll be laying on top, and you'll see how tiny and gentle these seeds are. So you want to get some soil that doesn't have like a lot of, you know, those components, like anything big or anything that would hinder the seeds from growing. So I'm about to put a little bit of soil on top of that, and then we're done. We're gonna fertilize, and then we're done. Alrighty, y'all, we are all done. I have some candy in my mouth if y'all wondering what's going on here. Okay. We are all done, y'all. That is how you transplant your jute leaf. That is how you actually direct sow the seeds of your jute leaf as well, because we did transplant and we direct sow some of the seeds. Y'all saw how I just sprinkled it everywhere and lightly put some soil on top. That's what you want to do. You don't want to do anything more than that. I added some worm castings, and now finally I'm going to water the top of it, but I'm going to lightly water it only because the soil is wet. It's been raining the past couple of days. But when you do transplant, you definitely want to give it enough water, because you want to make sure that the soil is wet, because you want to eliminate transplant shock from the plants that you started indoors in the beautiful baby like soil, right? Seed starting soil. Now it's going into the big boy world, big girl world, and it needs to be acclimated to its new environment. So when you water it down, you give enough water, you know, it's going to help it acclimate to its new environment. Of course, you're not going to overwater it, because too much of anything is not good, right? So I'm going to water this, and then I'm also going to cover it up. So if you guys are direct sowing the seeds, make sure you're covering it up with insect netting so the birds do not come and eat the seeds, because they will. I don't care how tiny those seeds look. I guess birds have 100 vision. Their vision is really good. They can see the seeds in the soil. They're going to eat it. They know it's there. They're watching you do it. They're watching you, and you hear them everywhere right now, right? They know exactly what I'm doing. They know this is a garden, and they see me here tending to my garden. They think I work for them, and maybe I do, because they certainly eat a lot of my stuff. So to avoid any of that, make sure you just cover this up, okay, so they don't eat all of your seeds. But we're all done. Thank you guys so much for being on here with me. Thanks for watching. As you can see, it is pretty much nighttime. It's after 8 o'clock, so I'm about to get up out of here and then start tomorrow with transplanting the rest of the other stuff I have. Anyway, thank you guys so much for being here with me today. I enjoyed talking to y'all. Let me know if you eat jute leaf. Let me know if you are going to try it, if you're going to plant it. You could get the seeds from Etsy. You could get it from Amazon. I'm not sure about Amazon, but I have my reasons. But Etsy for sure, because there's a lot of people like me who grow food or travel internationally and might bring seeds, and things like that. You'll have a lot of those people on Etsy, like small businesses that's on Etsy rather than people that's like reselling stuff on Amazon is pretty much what I'm trying to say. So check your Facebook marketplace, check Etsy for these seeds. They taste really good. They have a lot of great health benefits. If you guys, I really suggest that you try it. And also I will cook it on here for you guys so you can see how I prepare, one of the ways how I prepare it for my family, and it's so delicious. Anyway, thanks y'all. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Of course, please make sure you're following me on all my socials like TikTok and Instagram. My username is the same as my channel name, Miss Yancy Network. I have a gardening page on TikTok and it's Miss Yancy Network Gardens. So same old all across all platforms. Please make sure you guys are following me on those platforms because I definitely am very active on TikTok and Instagram. If you have not joined our garden group on Facebook, please go ahead and join the garden group. Mind you, everything that I'm talking about, the link is in the description of this video. If you would like the Vigo Garden metal raised bed or anything from Vigo Garden, go ahead and use my link that is in the description of this video. It is going to take you directly there and you get 10% off. Use the discount code that's in the description of this video if you like any of that. And of course, it is an affiliate link, so if you purchase anything from there, you are directly supporting me, which is really exciting because it means all of this that I'm doing is not for no reason, and I am reaping some of the rewards of all of my hard work, and I appreciate you guys for all of the support. Of course, my Etsy store is still there. I have seeds that are still on sale, and I think I'm gonna run the sale throughout the summer. So yeah, take advantage of all of the resources that we have in the description of this video, and I hope you guys have a wonderful growing season. Drop down in the comments and let me know where you're growing. Let me know if you're gonna grow some jute leaf, and let's continue the conversations on all the other platforms, especially in the garden group. I want to see your layout. Okay, thank you y'all. I love you guys so much. Have a wonderful day, week, weekend, whenever I post this. I love you guys so much, and remember, you're exactly where you're meant to be in this moment. Happy gardening. Happy gardening, y'all. I love you guys so much. Bye, y'all. And remember, y'all, if you're looking for organic heirloom seeds, go ahead in the description of this video and grab your pack of seeds in my Etsy store and get your garden popping. Bye, y'all. Happy gardening. My signature luxurious body butter is packed with all natural skin loving ingredients such as cocoa butter, coconut oil, shea butter, vitamin E oil, and baobab oil. Whipped to perfection, it is lightly made to be easily absorbed into the skin without clogging your pores. This body butter is free of parabens, sulfates, and synthetic fragrances. Your new bestie.